It's midwinter here where I am in North Alabama, and it's time to start pruning some things back that we consider perennials. And one of those things is lantana here behind me. So lantana in my area is a great perennial or annual. It depends on the cultivar of lantana that we're talking about, but many of them are perennial, meaning they will come back year after year after year. What we're doing today, we're going to prune lantana so that it comes back nice, full, and flush during the spring. Hi, I'm Dr. Tom Warren, and you're watching The Plant Doctor. Let's get started. So up and down this walkway behind me, we have planted lantana on both sides, and it's great 3 seasons out of the year. We get awesome flowers, all different types of colors and heights, and it's an excellent insect and pollinator attractor to bring in those pollinators to the garden. However, this time of year they do go dormant, and one thing we can do to help promote a more fuller plant next season is to actually go in and prune. So the tools you'll need for the job, you need a good pair of hand pruners. You could probably get away with pruning shears as well if you don't have a pair of hand pruners, but I would prefer that you use a pair of hand pruners. These are Philco 31s. Philco number 2s are also good as well. I'll leave a link down in the description below if you need a pair of hand pruners, some of the ones that I would recommend. But Philco for the money is the best bang for the buck. So all we need, a good pair of hand pruners. And we're going to go in right at the base of the plant. And what we're going to do is just make cuts on all the main branches that are about 1 inch or 2 inches off the top of the ground. So we're cutting this back pretty much all the way to the ground. So what we're left with is pretty much a nub. You can see here we had 1, 2, 3 main branches, some smaller side branches that we cut off. A good sign, something you want to look for. You see the green right here? Hope that shows up on camera. That is the cambium of this wood. That means that wood is still alive. So what we're going to see happen is there'll be 6, 8, 10, maybe more buds pop up just below where we cut, and those will be the new branches for next year. They'll come up here, here, these smaller ones, and this big one as well. So we'll have maybe 40 to 50 new buds come up over, we'll say in March and April when this first starts to come out, and that'll be the new growth for next year. So we have gone through and we've pruned out all the lantana. One thing that we need to do is come in and rake this bed out. There's a lot of trees over here to my left, your right, and the wind blows them in here. I just get a lot of debris in here every winter. So this is a good opportunity to be able to come in and clean up any debris that's in your bed that you don't want there. This is a prime time to do it. All you need is a rake, and we're just going to go in here and rake this out. As a ground cover last spring, I went in and planted some red salvia in and around this bed here, and it's actually creeped over a little bit. You can see some of it here, this red flower. It's creeped over into where I grow the lantana, and I don't want this to continue to happen. So not only can we be raking out the leaves at this time, this is also a good opportunity to go in and prune out anything that's growing into your perennials that you don't want there. For example, like this creeping red salvia, we're just going to come in and cut it back. I'm actually kind of surprised that it's growing right now. It's in full bloom, and we're in December, which is cool. I love it. We're giving the pollinators an opportunity to come out. So we do have some days in December and January where it gets warm enough for the pollinators to come out. We will see some activity in and around some of these plants that have flowers. I'm not going to go in and cut all my red salvia back, just in the areas where this lantana that I want it to come back nice and full next year. I don't want a mix of salvia and lantana next year. So this is just a good opportunity. If you've got ground covers or shrubbery or whatever in and around your perennials that you need to clean up, now's the good time to do it. Once you prune back your perennials, you can also go ahead and prune back some of that other stuff that might be growing into the perennial bed. A couple of things I want to bring up about lantana, and then a couple of things about these beds in particular. In certain parts of the world, lantana is invasive. Some of our most popular videos here on the channel are about lantana, and when I first started doing lantana videos, I got a lot of comments about, oh, why would you plant that? It's invasive. In my part of the world, it is not invasive. It's a very popular annual or perennial, and we don't have to worry about it escaping captivity and being seen out in the woods or in a pasture somewhere. It just doesn't happen. So after we pruned the lantana, what we did, we came in, put pine straw over the top just to spruce it up a little bit. One thing that I've done to these beds is we have planted daffodils and tulips in these beds with the lantana. So what's going to happen throughout the year? So about February, we'll have tulips and daffodils come up in these beds, and we'll have color and some nectar for the pollinators as well. As the tulips and daffodils die back, the lantana will start to come up. We'll start to have color in April probably with the lantana. And so we'll have color from the lantana in April, May, June, July, August, September, October, into November. Whenever we have our first freeze is usually when those lantana will die back for me. So really in these beds, I don't have color about 2 months out of the year. The rest of the year, we have color, we have nectar for the pollinators. This is just a great little area here. One of my favorite areas in the yard is this little walkway because there's so much we do with it. Guys, as always, thank you for watching The Plant Doctor, and until next time, happy gardening.